Hi everybody, hope you're all okay. So I'm teaching your pre-primary class for today. My name's Miss Laurie, and I've got a list of students here that Miss Megan sent over to me. So I'm just going to read them out, give you a shout out, and make sure I've covered everybody's names. So we should have Ralph, two Sophias, Olivia, Susanna, Harper, Nancy, Theo, Matilda, Hattie, Eliza, Emmy, Evelyn and Amelia. If I've missed anyone, then the chances are that you've probably asked to have the video sent in sort of the last day or so, and so Miss Megan's not had a chance to put your name down on that list yet. So hello to anyone else who is watching the class who I've not shouted out to. So if you can just make sure that you have read the health and safety guidelines that Miss Megan has sent over to you prior to this video, just to make sure that you are not going to hurt yourself when you're doing the class at all is the main thing. Make sure you've got some water at hand as well, because it's very hot at the minute. These next few days are going to get very hot, so it's perfect today for filming. If you wanted to do the class outside like I am, if you've got lots of space in the garden, then that would be terrific, because you've got less chance of hurting yourself on things that you might have in your lounge or in the house around you. Okay, so I don't own the copyrights to this music, and just to give you a little bit of an outline of how the class will run, so I'll go through each exercise and I'll go through it in detail with things that you can look at, things that you can work on, and then you can have a practice, and then there'll be a time where we do each exercise with the music and I won't speak, so you'll be able to follow along and you can just concentrate on what you're doing without having the exercises talked about as you go through. Okay, which means you'll have the music then as well. If you wanted to get the music, I guess Miss Megan could probably sort out sending it over to you if you've not got it already, and those of you who want to practice, I'm sure she's already done that already, but if not, then I'm sure that's something that you could do if you ask her for the music. Okay, so to begin with, we're going to do our warm-up, which I'm hoping is the same for everyone. There's a couple of names on there that I don't know, so I'm hoping you all do the same warm-up, and we're going to do it with ribbons. If you've not got ribbons, you could use scarves, you could use you could even use tea towels. If you've not got anything else, you can use some tea towels, so ask Mum if you can borrow a couple of tea towels, one for each hand, and that'll work well as well. So I'm just going to place my phone down and then we'll get going. I'm hoping you'll be able to see me clearly. Just double check. Okay, brilliant. So you can start anywhere you like in your space. We're going to start with our feet in parallel, so glue those feet together, and we've got our bend and stretch, our knee bounces to begin with our arms coming to parallel, and they're coming sort of just below shoulder height. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to circle the arm round, all the way around like you're doing backstroke, and the other one, and then we go again. Swing 1, 2, 3, 4, swing round. Make sure you bend those knees at the same time, keep the heels on the ground. Okay, so we repeat that twice. Then you've got your fairy runs. So for camera purposes, I'm just going to stay within the space that I've got, but you can do your fairy runs around in a circle. Okay, so we're going to do our fairy runs, dodging dogs, round in our circle, and then at the end we usually come to our bridge with our friends and we balance holding onto our fingertips. But if you've not got anyone to do it with, if you've got siblings, then that's great, or mum or dad if they want to join in, But if you've not, just take a nice balance with the arms in a V, and we'll hold there and then lower the feet at the end. Okay, so that's our warm-up. So I'm going to pop the music on and we'll have a go with our music. Well done, everyone. Okay, let's go on to our next exercise. So next we're going to look at our walks exercise. So we're going to be tigers and we're going to be giraffes. So again, I'm hoping most of you have done this in class. If you've not with me, then with Miss Megan or one of your other teachers. But the way we do it, we have a story. So we hide in our dens as a tiger and then we creep out slowly. So let me just go through it with you. So we're going to find a hiding space and then we're going to creep out slowly with our prowling claws. And then we're going to imagine pushing the bushes away with our claws as we walk. Think about how a tiger might move, and then we get quicker. Sorry about the dogs. Pushing those trees away and hunting as a tiger. Then we change and we become a tall giraffe. So I want to see those big tall arms and the giraffe eating the leaves in the trees. So up on your tiptoes, nice and tall. And you can look up to that hand as well. Big or little steps on our tiptoes. Okay, so if you get in your space, and we're going to travel around the room. So hiding in your den and listening. Okay. What did I forget to say about that one? I was going to say. That's gone. Anyway, I'll try and remember and I'll tell you at the end. Okay, so our next exercise is our run and balance. Now there's two storylines with this. So we have our monsters in our sort of, it's like a swamp, living in a swamp, and we have our fairy story. So we're going to do our fairy story today. So you can be a lady fairy or you can be a man fairy. That's fine. Even if you're boys, you can still be fairies. So we're going to start with our feet together in parallel, and you're going to fly around the space on your tiptoes. That's what I was going to say, I think. And your walks, make sure you're up on your tiptoes. I don't know if I said that or not in the explanation. But with this run and balance, this one is called. So we're going to fly around the room with our fairy arms, And then we're going to balance and be as still as we can so that the humans don't know that we're here, okay? And then you're going to swap feet really, really quickly so that no one sees you move. And then we fly again around the space. And then we balance. And then we swap. And then we're going to hop up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change the legs. 2, 3, 4. We bend down. And then we're going to get ready to jump up. And that is as scaring our humans, okay? So we're going to jump up, explosive jump, and hopefully it gives them a little bit of a fright and lets them know that we are here. And then we're going to fly off again. So flying around, and it repeats again. So we balance on one leg, so make sure that foot's right to the side of the knee, and those arms help us to stay still, so make sure they're right out to the side. And then we swap, and then we fly off again. And then we balance, and we swap, and we do our jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4, other leg. 2, 3, 4. We crouch down, and we get ready to explode like a jack in the box. Up, and we finish with our feet together. Okay, let's have a go at this one with the music. Everyone, let me just check we're still recording. Yes, we are. Okay. So our next exercise is called bounce and jump. So whatever you're using for the warm-up exercise, you can use again if you like, so you don't have to. Let me just check in the book what it says. I don't think you actually use props in this one, but I just think it's nice too. It helps you look up as well if you've got something to look at. Oh no, it does say. So it says you could use maracas, streamers or pom-poms. So if you've got maracas or pom-poms, then brilliant. Have a go with them. If you've not, then something like the ribbons, or like I say, if you had tea towels to start with, then that's brilliant as well. And it's just going to help when we do our jump for you to follow and look up to look at them as they go round above your head. So for this one, we start with our hands by our sides, and on the introduction, we're going to bend. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to sweep the arm round. Oh. What am I doing? That's, sorry girls, that's from warm-up. Excuse me, it's the sunshine. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, big jump. So we jump up, similar to your warm-up, that's why I'm getting confused. And stretch and bend, and we go again. 2, 3, 4, big jump. And stretch, bend again. 2, 3, 4, and jump, and stretch, and bend. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and jump, and finish with straight legs. Now, through the whole of that exercise, make sure, well, do your best to stay on your post stamp. Yeah, so imagine you're standing. You could even mark it out if you've got some masking tape, maybe. could put a cross on the floor for you to stand on, and then that's where you want to land every jump and finish. So you don't want to come off that stamp, or an imaginary stamp is good as well, which is what I'm going to do. What else do you need to think about with this one? Watch your bodies, on all of it really. So when you do your swings forward, make sure you've got a straight upper back. Don't let it collapse forward. Okay, nice and straight, lovely posture, grow tall. So we swing the arms, and everything stays still and tall. On your jump, very important, especially with this bit, same thing, keep that back up. Don't jump and land here, okay? We're not divers, we're not going to dive into a swimming pool. So we need to keep that back lovely and straight the whole time. So we land on bent legs with a straight back, and then we stretch. Right then, let's have a go with our music. Are you still on that stamp? Rinda, make sure you check when you finish, make sure you look down and check that you're still where you started. If you're not, just keep practicing and just really try your best to stay on the spot for that one. Make sure, so important things, make sure you look up to those arms on the circle round. I don't know if you can see me there. So on the circle round, look up to those arms. Okay, really over exaggerate it, and then if you do it more, you can always tone it down, and it's easier to do it that way than not do it at all. Okay, another point, stretch those toes. The girls that I teach, my pre-primary groups, that's something that I really want you to work hard on. So really practice stretching those beautiful feet. They're not on the ends of your legs for nothing. They're there to use and to work, and they finish a line off. They're really important, so make sure you don't forget about them. There was another thing I was thinking of during that exercise. Oh, I was going to say, if anybody at all wants to message Miss Megan or myself when you've had a look at the class and you have any questions, or you want to send over practice videos, so what you've been doing, then it would be absolutely brilliant to have a look at those and to offer you some feedback, so it can really start to become like a one-on-one sort of private lesson with all of those different things that you'd get in a normal class as well. So the feedback and things, because it is important that we can offer you feedback as well, so that you're not just doing it for no reason, because it's great that you're practicing, but we are the people who know what we're talking about. So if you can send it over to us, and then we can send over that feedback for you to then keep practicing and keep bettering yourselves. It's so important. And then hopefully when we return to classes after everything's over, we can start to look at moving you guys up. And I know the girls that I teach, Miss Megan's very keen to get you up to primary grade. So hopefully we can get back, know, and just pick up where we left off, know exactly what we're doing. Okay, right, our next exercise is our skips. So with your skips exercise, it's the teacher's arrangement. We tend to do it in pairs. At home, I know you're probably on your own. which is absolutely fine, and I'm teaching it on my own. So we're today going to do the 32 skips in a figure of 8, okay? But you can choose any shape you like. You could even do 8 skips round in your own little circle, and then the remaining skips around the space anywhere you like. You can choose whatever you want to do. It doesn't have to all follow just one shape. You can do more than one shape, okay? So have a bit of an experiment, explore with it, because this one you can really get creative with and use your own ideas. Right, so I'm just going to mark through what we're going to do with me. So another thing, I was watching the video, which, sorry, I keep going off track, but I was watching the video before lesson planning for you guys, and what they do on the video, the teacher, to ensure that the students use the correct foot, which I thought was really useful, is you can start with that foot on the ball of your foot. So then you know which foot is going to lift up on your first skip, okay? So you could do this, or another way is for you to point that foot, which is usually what I would use for you to remember that. So make sure you're turned out so we can point our foot. But today we'll try this way because I've never used this before, and I want to see if it works better for you guys. So let me know if it does work better. I'd be interested to hear. Okay, so figure of 8. So we're going to go in this direction, round, all the way round, and back again. 32 skips, here we go. Make sure you're elevating, so getting really high off the ground each time. And I've lost count of how many skips I'm doing, but you get the idea. So we'll do 32 skips, really point those toes, make sure each foot comes to the side of the knee, and it should draw up as well. So it shouldn't just hover in midair, make sure it touches at the side of that knee of the opposite leg. Stretch those feet high up off the ground, looking where you're going, and then if you can get all those things in, you're pretty much there. So let's give it a go. So that was on continuous version, which is why it carried on. But there is a solo version which you can do exactly 32 to the music. Think about those skips being really up and hoppity, so up off the ground, nice and quick, sharp feet. The music is quite quick itself, so you need to make sure you're staying in time. And to do that, just make sure those feet are nice and sharp. Pick them up, put them down, pick them up, put them down. Okay, but still keeping those toes pointed, still elevating up off the ground, keeping it nice and neat, getting that foot to the side of the knee. Okay, great, right, we're on track. Okay, so to finish with, we've got our cool down. So hopefully, again, you all know what to expect with this one. So we start pointing our right foot with our hands clasped behind our backs. Yeah, so one hand holds the other hand. Okay, so we point that foot. My feet are pointed in my trainers because I'm outside. I thought I'll wear trainers. So we're just going to rock and transfer the weight through what's called second position to the other side. Okay, so we've got 8 of these. 7, 8. Then we come up on our tiptoes. We're going to run forwards, and I'd like you to show me first position. You can either pop your hands onto your waist if you're a boy, or take hold of your skirt if you're a girl. And we're going to step to the side and curtsy, and step to the other side and close. Let me just check that there's not two curtsies. There is just one, so I could be wrong on this. No, it is right. Yeah, so just one curtsy to the side, and step to the other side. Point that foot before you slide it in, using the floor, closing to first position, and standing beautifully to finish. Okay, so this is our last one. It is our cool down. So if you wanted to, you could do a little mini performance for your family at home, and you could have them sitting watching you as you do the last exercise. If they're not, then just imagine that you've got an audience in front of you. That's just as good. You could even use, if you've got dollies or teddies, you could put them in a line in front, and they could you could give them a bit of a show. So that'd be really lovely, wouldn't it? And what I'd like you to really concentrate on doing, especially for this cool down, is giving your teddies or your families a big smile at the end, and to show them how proud you are that you've done all that work and you've got through it to the end. Okay, so let's have a go at our cool down with some big smiles. Okay, everybody, well done. So I hope you've enjoyed that session. Sorry for the few pauses that I had, mainly at the beginning where my mind just went blank, but there's lots going around my mind at the minute. So yeah, I hope you really enjoyed it, and hopefully it's the first of quite a few classes to come that I can provide for you all online before we get back into that studio. Okay, so lots of love, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.